How a girl was caught killing and delivering people's heads for rituals. In every community, there are secrets, dark corners no one dares to look into. But what happens when those secrets live right beside you? What happens when the monster is the one you trusted most? Today, I bring you the terrifying story of a girl, yes, a girl, who was caught killing and delivering people's heads for rituals. A story that shook her entire town, destroyed friendships, divided families, and left scars that remain to this day. Her name was Adaora. To strangers, she was harmless. To neighbors, she was respectful. To children, she was the kind sister who always smiled and shared sweets. But behind that smile, Adaora battled with something darker. An endless hunger for wealth and power. Raised by a struggling mother after her father died when she was young, Adaora watched poverty eat into her family. Every day she envied those who lived in luxury, the children of traders, the wives of politicians, the businessmen who drove through town with tinted glass cars. And then one day, she met him, the man everyone avoided, the one whose hut stood at the very edge of the forest, a herbalist whose name was whispered in fear. They said he could cure any sickness, but they also said his hands were stained with blood. One evening, as the sun sank low, Adaora wandered to the forest. Some say curiosity led her, others believe greed pulled her there. When she entered his hut, the air was heavy, thick with smoke, with charms hanging from the walls and skulls arranged like trophies. The herbalist looked at her with eyes that seemed to pierce into her soul. "You are meant for more than this life, Adaora. I see greatness in you. I can make you rich, powerful, feared. But everything comes with a price." The voice of the herbalist echoed. Without hesitation, but desperate, Adaora replied, "I'm ready to pay anything." And that was the moment her fate was sealed. Her first task sounded simple, but simple can be deadly. The herbalist demanded a human head, not just any head, but one taken by her own hand. At first, Adaora trembled, nights became sleepless. Her heart raced whenever she saw a knife. But greed is a poison. It eats away at fear until nothing is left. One evening, she lured a traveler into the bush path, claiming to help him find his way to where he was going to. "Sister, are you sure this is the way?" the traveler trembling asked. Adaora smiling faintly, "Yes, brother, just a little further." Adaora, but the traveler never reached his destination. Days later, his headless body was found near the stream. The village was in shock. Some blamed robbers, others accused strangers. No one suspected Adaora, the gentle girl from the market. After the first kill, Adaora changed. Her eyes grew colder, her laughter disappeared, and soon she tasted power. The herbalist rewarded her with charms, money, and promises. A once poor girl, now dressed in fine clothes, wearing gold earrings, and speaking with boldness. Then the disappearances began. First a farmer, then a schoolboy, then a woman selling vegetables. Each time, the bodies were found, but the heads were gone. Fear spread like wildfire. Mothers clutched their children tightly. Men carried charms around their necks. Even the town chief summoned the priest to cleanse the land. But Adaora, she played her role perfectly. She attended funerals, wept with mothers, even carried firewood for grieving families. She was the perfect mask of innocence. She thought she could hide and continue with her evil doings. Not until she met with this young boy, who exposed the once innocent girl everyone admired. One night, Adaora targeted a teenage boy. She lured him with a fake smile, but the boy was sharp. The moment she raised her knife, he fought back, biting her arm, scratching her face, and running for his life. He burst into the village square, blood dripping from his arm, shouting, "It was Adaora! Adaora tried to kill me!" the boy screaming. At first, no one believed him. "Not Adaora!" the women cried. "She's a good girl," not knowing she's a wolf in sheep's clothing. But doubt was planted. The hunters began to watch her. Days later, they followed her under the cover of darkness. At midnight, Adaora crept out, carrying a heavy sack. Her steps were quick, her eyes darting left and right. The hunters trailed behind, silent as shadows. Through winding bush paths into the forest, she walked, until she reached the herbalist's shrine. Then they saw it. Adaora knelt before the fire. She opened the sack. Inside was the severed head of a woman who had gone missing only hours earlier. The hunters froze. Their worst fear was true. The girl they trusted was the monster. With a sharp whistle, the hunters charged. Adaora screamed. The herbalist vanished into the night like smoke. But Adaora was seized, thrashing and spitting.
Listen, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, what the hell are you waiting for? We bring you real stories, real experiences, real life chills. And if you don't hit that button, you're going to miss a ton of shocking content. Don't come crying later when everyone else is talking about it and you're left out.
Her gentle voice twisted into a scream of rage. Adaora shouting wildly, "You fools! You don't know the power I have. If you kill me, I will return. My gods will punish you." Her words only fueled the hunters' anger. They dragged her into the village square with the sack she was holding, still in her hands. When the sack was opened in the village square that night, for all to see, chaos erupted. Women fainted, men shouted, raining curses and abuses on her. Children screamed in fear. The girl they loved had been unmasked as a killer. Police were called. Adaora was arrested, her hands chained as she hissed like a snake. Investigations revealed she had delivered many heads to the herbalist over several months. Each sacrifice brought her wealth, but also sealed her doom. The herbalist escaped, but his shrine was later discovered. Inside were skulls, blood-stained knives, charms dripping with fresh human blood, and dark symbols painted in red. The community mourned. Families buried empty coffins. Children were forbidden to walk alone. Strangers were chased out of the village, alleged they were the ones behind their calamity. And Adaora, she went from being a beloved daughter to a cursed name spat out in disgust. Adaora's story became a warning for generations. A warning about greed, a warning about rituals, a warning that evil does not always come in the form of a stranger. Sometimes it wears the face of the person you trust the most, because in the end, the deadliest monsters are the ones that hide in plain sight. If you found this story chilling, remember, be watchful, be cautious, and never underestimate the dangers that surround us. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe for more shocking real-life stories.